Hello, how is everyone doing? Today we're going to go through a tutorial about tasks within Podio. We're going to touch upon how to view tasks, how to organize the tasks that you have in your task list, and then also how as a manager you're able to view other people's tasks and understand if they're keeping up with what they're supposed to be doing.
Tasks. So tasks in Podio are pretty important. They're the to-do items, just like a task normally is, but they also populate the calendars so that you can get them in your Google Calendars. And to me, they're the overarching kind of bring everything together, because if you're like me, you're in multiple different companies, lots of different apps, lots of different items, and it's annoying to necessarily have to go to each one of those to kind of see what's going on. But with tasks, it's all in one place. So let's talk about how you view all those tasks in one place. So this is the main screen of Podio. Up on the top right is the task icon. It's actually kind of in the middle, the right. So if you click on it, it automatically opens up to the selection of my tasks, and you see my tasks up in the top left-hand corner. So my tasks, my delegated tasks, my completed tasks, and all completed are the different overarching views that you can have for tasks. So if I just want to see everything's related to me, I hit my tasks, and then if I want to see tasks that I delegated to somebody else, then I can click on my delegated tasks and then completed and all completed. Sorry, my completed will show you your completed tasks, all completed will show your completed, and the ones that you delegated. So let's go back to my tasks, and then you can kind of use some of the other ways to sort the information. So this is how you can change this view. I usually always keep it at due date, but you can also sort it by person, by organization. So if you're in different organizations like I am, you can sort by that. You can sort by workspace. You can sort by them by application, so even more fine-tuned. And then you can also sort by label. So let's talk about entering in tasks. So you can enter in a task here at this screen, and you can say something like post video. And once you start typing, another screen pops up. And what screen pops up is the ability to assign it to somebody. If you don't type anybody in there, it's going to be automatically defaulted to you, or you can type somebody else's name in there, or multiple people's name if you want to assign a task to multiple people. You can assign a due date, a specific time, and then you can also attach it to an item or a workspace. We'll get back to that in just a minute. That's important. You can add in details, attach files, and then add labels. And then once you're done, you can hit create task. Once the task is created, you can also set repeating tasks and reminders for tasks. So if you want to get reminded to do a task with a push notification, you can do that there. So let's talk about attaching an item, a task to an item or a workspace or an app. That's pretty important. So let's say, for example, I have a CRM application, and in that CRM application I have items for different people. And on those different people I have tasks to call them, email them, etc., etc. It's important that you attach a task to the specific place it needs to belong within Podio, so that when somebody or yourself goes to that item, that you see there's a task available. Because if I was to go to a CRM app, click on an item, and I didn't see a task there, my first instinct would be, this person is not being followed up with. So make sure you attach it to an item or workspace. The other important aspect of that is, this is just a task list. So once I'm done and I mark a task as being complete, I want to be able to click into the hyperlink to the item to be able to then adjust that item and say, hey, I called this person, we're now in this status with this stage. So by attaching it to an item workspace, you get that hyperlink to just be able to click on it, and then it will open right there and then, and you have the item to edit. Another thing that you can do with your tasks to help organize them, because if you're like me, you might have a lot, is to use labels. So whenever I create a task, I usually always put labels. If they're auto-generated by Globiflow, they don't have labels on them. But if I'm making tasks, I usually will put labels on them, and I have a couple different layers of that. So the first would be the company, so Focological or Juicebox. The next would be the purpose, so fulfillment, leads, prospects, or operations. And then finally, and relationship management. And then there's the priority. And the reason I do this is so that as I'm going through my day and I want to get through my task list, if I didn't have labels like this, I would just be looking at a chunk of tasks to get through. Where if they all had priorities on them, then I can come over here and just click on my P1s and look at all my priority tasks, sort them by due date so that I see everything that's due today. Then I can go to priority 2, see everything that's due, priority 3, see everything that's due, and focus on getting through my task list that day. That's how I use labels. It really helps me just get through my task list and not feel overwhelmed with them. Alright, so what I want to talk about with tasks now is if you're a manager or somebody that has to keep an eye on certain things within Podio, you want to be able to look at everybody else's tasks. So this view up here, just the overarching tasks, doesn't really let you see what everybody else is going on unless you've specifically delegated those tasks to them. But if they're already kind of working on their own, like in the case of a CRM and a sales rep, they're mostly going to be working on their own, and not necessarily you delegating everything to them. You can't really see that from this view. So let me show you how, as a manager, you would go in and kind of view those tasks for those other people. So if I open up a workspace, so let's go to fulfillment here, Juicebox. Alright, so whenever you open up a workspace, it automatically comes here to the activity. And when you're in the activity, over here on the right are kind of widgets or reports, whatever you want to call them. And usually one of them is always going to be the tasks. It always comes defaultly with when you create an app, or sorry, when you create a workspace within Podio. If it's not there, like somebody accidentally hit the remove, scroll down so you see the add tile button, and then you'll see Workspace Tasks, and just click on that. So this enables me to see all the tasks that are attached to applications or items or the workspace itself. Now, when I look at this, it's going to look very familiar. It's going to look a lot like the tasks that are up in the top of Podio. So there's all tasks, my delegated tasks, my completed tasks, and all completed. So the one difference here, as opposed to the categories up here, is all tasks. All tasks shows you tasks for everybody that's in this workspace. Now, there's only me in this workspace that usually works, so not a terribly good example. But if you're the manager, you can come in and there's lots of different people, lots of different tasks coming on. You can see all tasks and you can sort by due date, you can sort by person, by application, and then label. So if somebody has a bunch of overdue tasks, you can automatically see that. And then you're able to click in them and kind of see what's going on, what the changes have been, and what the comments are. Now, if you wanted to get even more specific than that and you wanted to look at one specific application, you can click into the application. And then there's the reports tile. So if you click on reports, it's automatically going to come up with either the reports that you've created or the default ones that Podio makes for you. But what you can do is down at the bottom, you can click add tile and you can see app tasks. So now I can click into the application tasks and see what's going on specific for now just this application. And I'm able to do the exact same thing as I said before, sort by due date or sort by person, and get a better view of what's going on with this specific application and what people are doing within it. That is it for this tutorial. As always, we like your feedback, so please go to feedback.focalogical.com. Let us know what you thought. We do, of course, do a free 30-minute consultation for anybody that has Podio questions and just kind of wants to work through anything. You don't have to become a client with us or anything like that. We just love helping you out and meeting you and hearing how you're using Podio or want to use Podio. So to sign up for that, go to consult.focalogical.com and fill out that Podio web form right there. And if you have any Podio video tutorials that you'd like to see on YouTube, let us know what those are at videos.focalogical.com. And finally, we are building some Podio solutions that are kind of pre-made. Podio, GlobiFlow, and other automations already kind of built into one package that we would just install up for you and provide support for just a fixed fee price. So if you're interested in those, go to podiosolution.focalogical.com. Have a good one.